Today, the House took a significant step to help the people of Southeast Texas and Louisiana recover from this terrible hurricane. In fact, the legislation that Chairman Brady passed today will actually help the people of Florida, Puerto Rico, all Americans who have suffered damage as a result of these terrible storms will benefit from the legislation passed today that Chairman Brady led the effort on. We're working together in a bipartisan way. Senator Cornyn, the Senate Majority Whip, was on the floor today to greet Steve Scalise and told us that he expects the Senate to move very rapidly to pass Chairman Brady's legislation. We expect quick action from the Congress on this important legislation we passed today, and the people of Texas and Southwest Louisiana should know that we are on the Appropriations Committee working rapidly to put together legislation to ensure that we've got another disaster relief package coming to the floor as quickly as possible to ensure that folks are not only compensated for their losses, but FEMA is replenished with a disaster relief fund, and that we have made the investments necessary to rebuild and strengthen our flood control network in Southeast Texas. And we're working on this in a bipartisan way, and arm in arm. The Texas delegation, when we're unified, is unstoppable. And it's one of the good things to come out of this disaster is to see the way the entire country has stepped up to help the people affected by this terrible hurricane. And it is, I think, especially significant today that Majority Whip Steve Scalise returned to the House floor in a way that all of us enthusiastically embraced him, welcomed him on his return, and the first vote that he was able to cast was for his roommate and dear good friend Kevin Brady's legislation providing tax relief to the victims of this terrible hurricane. It was an especially appropriate day for Steve to return, and just exhilarating for all of us to be arm in arm and welcoming that great good man back to the floor, and to realize what a magnificent country we live in, that when we all face terrible adversity and terrible disaster, we rely on our faith in God and our strength in each other as Americans. We all rely so heavily on each other. We realize how important it is that we forget every other division that might otherwise separate us, and remember that we are first and foremost Americans and Texans, and we're going to do whatever it takes to restore and heal the people all over America who have suffered as a result of these storms. Help is on the way. We thank you, Chairman Brady.